What's up guys, my name is Aaron and this is going to be my review of A Moon-Shaped Pool by Radiohead. This is the 9th studio album by the English rock band. This album is very influenced by art rock and electronic music too. This has been one of my favorite bands ever since I've started seriously listening to music. I love how whenever they make a new album they always change up their sound, and it's always really interesting to see a band kind of evolve and change as they release music. It kind of reminds me of Kanye, how he changes his sound and stuff too, but they've been doing this before him. I don't think that they're like the most accessible band ever because they do change their sound a lot and they are pretty experimental too, but I feel like that doesn't even matter to me. I feel like this band is really interesting, different their music is. And I really love this album, and I think this might be one of their most accessible albums that they released so far. I love how moody and downcast this album is. The production uses a mix of synths, guitars, strings, and other instruments to kind of display their vibe that they're doing with this album. The song Full Stop has this repeating distorted bass line that is emerging underneath the track, and it kind of sounds like it'd be like on a punk rock song. And then the rising synths remind me of something that would be on the movie A Clockwork Orange. The song Desert Island Disc, it has this looping acoustic guitar riff that plays throughout the song with Tom York singing, the singer of this group. It kind of makes it sound a little bit dark and moody and stuff. It reminds me of King Cruel's first album that he came out with. The song Identikit has this really cool guitar mixed with these expressive percussion instruments. And then the moaning in the background really makes this sound haunted and eerie. It reminds me of something that would be on the show American Horror Story. I really love the vibe of this album, especially the strings that come on this album. It really gives this really epic kind of symphonic feel to this album that's different to me. And I feel like this album's pretty catchy too, even though they don't necessarily go for the catchy hooks that pop artists do and stuff, and even other rock bands. I feel like this album uses stronger melodies than they do in the past, in my opinion, and it kind of makes it a different, I guess, more accessible album. Songs like Identikit, Dex Dark, and Full Stop, those have that melodic feel that you don't really get from Radiohead. And I feel like Tom York's singing is really good too. It's very unique. It sounds like he's crying or wailing when he sings, but it sounds really emotive and expressive at the same time too. Songs like Dex Dark, Glass Eyes, and The Numbers, those kind of show how emotive and expressive he can be on his songs. And then I feel like the themes on this album are really interesting too, and I love interpreting their music. The song Burn the Witch, it to me feels like it's talking about people that are afraid of non-normal people. I guess people like immigrants or the LGBT community, and it's how they're trying to lash back and fight back against it. It's kind of to me it's social commentary on the world right now. And the crazy thing about that song is that it was written 10 years ago and it just came on this album, so it's kind of eerie that these themes are still being talked about in the media and stuff. The song Identikit deals with this person that the singer was in love with, and that person doesn't really have a strong personality, and that person ends up breaking up with the singer, and it kind of deals with how the singer feels about them being broken up with and stuff, and it's kind of interesting, and it's a different feel to that type of trope, I guess, in music. But the thing I love about this album is that there are so many interpretations to their music, and you can literally spend years talking about what this song can mean and what this song could also mean too. I feel like it's really interesting. I love that this group gives that much thought to their music. Overall, I love this album. I love the moody, string-heavy production that this album has. It really gives it a more epic feel. I like the interesting but catchy melodies on this album, something that Radiohead doesn't normally go for as much as they did on this album. I love the unique, emotive singing that Tom York portrays on this album. And I love the heft and the seriousness of the themes that are kind of discussed on this album too. Overall, I would give this a 9 out of 10. I didn't think it was a perfect album, but I thought this was a really spectacular album. Yeah, so that's just kind of my thoughts on the album. What did you guys think of it? Did you like it? Did you hate it? Let me know in the comments what you thought of the album. Thanks for watching, and I hope you enjoyed my review. Thanks guys, bye.